Hi, I'm Jordan Price, and I'm going to talk about the results of my two personality tests that I took this week. Before I even get started on the results of either of them, I would just like to tell you a little bit about how I am, just so you can kind of see how interesting my scores were. So, I am a very, very emotional person. I cry at everything. I feel every emotion so deeply. Um, I'm a very caring person. I usually tend to put others before myself. I don't like confrontation. I'm very reserved, and I want to say I'm laid back, but I'm really not because I'm always on edge. I get anxious, and then I get nervous a lot. So in my faith, I think that kind of represents more that I need to give over to God in a sense of not worrying so much. But that's kind of hard to do because I'm a single mom and I worry about everything because I want to make sure that my kids are taken care of. Me being very emotional, I think helps in my faith though, in my spiritual journey, just because I'm more open to hearing what others have to say, even if their perspectives of things aren't the same as mine. Um, One of the words they used in my result was unconventional, and I think I am. I tend to do things in a whole different way. Um, so that's me and my faith. I feel like, my job is to love everybody, despite our differences and despite, who they are or what they do. It's not my place to judge. And I feel like if I can be that person that somebody feels comfortable being around, then maybe opening up to me and then maybe being able to share my faith with them. So, but the Big Five personality test, my openness, I got 100 out of 100 on. Um, Again, this is the one that said the word unconventional, lively imagination, which I definitely have, creative and intellectual. I feel like I am very book smart and creative. I just kind of think outside the box. But I feel like it shouldn't have been 100 out of 100 because I don't like unfamiliar things. I hate change. I like traditional things that are concrete to me in my life. So, conscientiousness, I got a 50 out of 100, which I felt was right. I am well organized and hardworking, but at the same time, I can be the complete opposite if I'm just not motivated. So it really just kind of depends on the day I'm having. Um, Being an extrovert, I got a 50 out of 100, which I thought was wrong. I am not one to talk to people I don't know. I mean, I'll smile, but my face will get really red. Even doing this right now freaks me out. Uh, I am pretty quiet and low key, but I guess when I am comfortable, I do have a very bubbly personality and I am very outgoing. Um, but I guess it really just depends on how comfortable I feel. I think it should have been lower. Agreeableness, I got a 50 out of 100, which I thought was about right. Um, because it just depends on the day. And neuroticism, I got 100 out of 100. And this one, I didn't really like my result because it said high scores are worrisome, anxious, depressive, self conscious, and vulnerable to stress and depression, which was all true. But it said that low scores are calm and stable and serene. And I feel like I am stable. Um, and in most situations, I do try to stay calm, but maybe on the inside I'm freaking out. That might be why I got 100 out of 100. Um, but I feel like there's more of a balance than 100. But that was the only two things that I really saw on that one that were interesting to me. As far as my dark triad results, my highest score was a 25% with psychopathy, and my lowest was 8% with narcissism. I'm 14.17% lighter than the average person. When I went and just kind of looked at my psychopathy, I hope I'm saying that right, result, it said that it's identified by shallow emotional responses. And I guess if I was in a situation I wasn't comfortable in, then I wouldn't have an emotional response. But usually I do. Yeah. High stress tolerance. No. Low empathy. I'm very empathetic. But again, that was only 25%. So I feel like this week's tests were kind of almost spot on, and it was interesting to think about how that related into my faith. So thank you.